This is a Big Bear Dungeons podcast, where we explore mature themes including explicit sexual content, intense violence, strong language, and some adult situations, possibly triggering to some. This podcast is rated 18 plus, and listener discretion is advised.
I am playing a Dwemer automaton. Has been inert, so statue-like, for decades down in Blackreach, until a band of adventurers came and cleared out the farmer that has been surrounding him. His former master named him Beast.
I'm playing as Kazan. Kazan grew up in Riften, in the slums of Riften, seeing all the nitty and gritty of the world, but always aspired to be something more. So at a young age, he left Riften to travel across Tamriel, and during his travels, he found a want and a drive to help people out in troubles, and has conscripted himself to the cause and wants to become a better alchemist and combat medic to help people out. I am a rogue because that's where I hail from, with bigger intentions. And you see a dark brown cloaked Khajiit with a glint in his eye.
I'm playing as a mysterious traveler, hail from Riverwood. You see, she's hooded with white hood and masks to cover her face, as if she's trying to hide her identity. And her hair is white, but there's a little bit of black, so it's like she's growing white hair. But the hair was used to be black, and that's about it. Yeah.
Fanya, Kazan, and Beast run into each other as they get to the barracks of Falkreath Guard Tower almost simultaneously, as if meeting at a certain time. 12 o'clock, midday to be exact, is the meetup time that you guys have all taken the liberty of going to, because you're taking up a mercenary quest for a little bit of gold. The flyer just read, mercenaries for hire, 12 o'clock, meet at the guard station. As you stand there in front of the door, you see that there are guards coming in and out of the barracks themselves, and every time the door opens, you hear some yelling and jostling and some laughs here and there, and then you also hear the sharpening of swords and axes, and it just sounds like everyone is getting ready for battle inside of the barracks themselves. As you kind of peek in, you do see there's at least 50 plus guards in this room getting ready, and it seems like this is where the meeting spot might happen.
I walk in the door if it's open. We're here for the poster. We're here to help.
You see a big bulky man that was sharpening his sword. He kind of lowers it to you and goes, "Do you think you got the spirit to go into war, son?"
I have nothing to lose and lots to gain. I'm here for the cross.
I like you, boy. Come on over here. I'll help you get set up. And he kind of puts his arm around you and kind of drags you over to a group of other fellow guards who are kind of putting their plate armor together and cinching it in every spot and tying the leather. And they offer any type of armor that you would like.
I wouldn't turn down some studded leather, that's for sure.
They toss you some studded leather for the fight coming up.
Okay, so Fanya, is there a receptionist?
Not a receptionist per se, but there is a dude right next to the door, and he seems to have a letter, or not a letter, but a parchment in his hand with a quill, and he seems to be marking down everyone that comes in.
Alright, I'll walk up to him and show him the flyer about recruitment.
Yeah, just go on in. I got you counted.
I give him a good bow before I move in.
So follow in after Fanya. Note to the garden. Note to the person next to the door. Don't forget to note me in as well.
Yeah, I got you. Come on in. He decisively makes 2 marks.
Fanya would like to get some equipment, so she would probably walk up to like the person probably in charge.
So it doesn't seem like any one person is in charge, really. It seems like all these soldiers are grunts. They do feel each other, and you feel as you look around there are pockets of different groups that are kind of tightly knit together.
Okay, so who's attending the weapon, like the equipment rack and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. So that's off to the right of the room, and you see this small little dwarf that is kind of like handing out weapons to the different guard members.
Yeah, that's the person I'm looking for. I walk up to him and I wave him a hello.
Aren't you a little young to be going to war, son?
I give him a perplexed look, and then I start casting prestidigitation and said, "Does magic count as capable?"
Give me a persuasion check. You got a 4. Alright, so he looks you up and down and goes, I don't know how good magic's gonna be when a knife goes through your throat. You better take this for protection. And he kind of like lobs at you a short sword.
I just give him a good look and then just walk away and then just go get the armor.
Heard. You walk up and you see that there are 4 humans, Bretons, that are fitting Kazan with a studded leather armor, and there's the big bulky guy kind of standing off to the side looking at all the armor that he has and how much they've already given out. The big burly man turns around and goes, Man, you're looking good, Kazan. That's fitting you real well. Who's this little guy? Looking at Fanya.
There's another conscriptor, I believe. We just all met up at the same time.
And what do you think you can do at war?
I do a little magic trick. I cast light on his armor.
Give me a persuasion check.
God damn it! I roll 1.
Well, you know, it's better to get out the low rolls at the beginning.
Yep.
And not in combat.
We already got a natural 1 at the fucking second roll. This is going great. Fanya just can't win hearts and mind apparently.
He slowly walks over to you, and it seems like he's towering over you at this point, and he just, with a low snarl, says, You better stop that right now, or I'll take this as a threat.
I just wave my hand away and just uncast the light.
Now, yeah, I would suggest you better get over there, and points to the dude with the swords that was you were previously at.
But I wanted armor.
He throws you a burlap sack. Here, wear that.
Whatever. I just keep doing those. I just go to the corner, looking very dejected.
I heard that.
I catch that. I catch that, and I just give you a thumbs up, and I'm like, "All right, you're doing great over there, buddy."
The big burly man puts his arm around you, Kazan, like he did before, and he goes, Hey, I don't think I ever told you my name. My name's Henry, and you need to stay away from fellas like that. They're gonna get you killed one day.
Well, you never know. Sometimes you need magical distractions, right?
Yeah, until they blow up in your face. Anyways, I stick to a good sword or shield. At this point, you hear 2 double doors open from a loft that was above, and you see that there is a woman dressed in full plaid armor. It's gloriously white, trimmed with gold, and it seems what it has like a ruby in the middle of the chest plate. She has her full helm tucked underneath her arm as she's walking down, and she is almost demanding like everyone look at her with her presence and her attitude as she's walking down these stairs. And all the guards get quiet. As she makes it to the bottom, she does a swift turn on her heel All right, soldiers. I hope you're ready to take out that Forsworn scum that's taken over our fort in the northwest. Fort Sungod is going to be ours by tomorrow light. You hear a "Hurrah!" from all the guards as they are getting rallied up by their leader. A good 10 minutes go by, and you see that she's now started going through all the groups of the guards, and she's kind of talking with them, laughing it up, getting to know them, trying to know them on a personal level like a leader going into battle should, with morale and stuff. And she eventually makes it over to Henry's group, where you guys are. She comes up and gives Fanya a glaring look, but then she looks at the other ones and her smile reappears. She goes, "I'm so happy to have you guys here with us. Don't worry, we'll pay you half in advance and half later." But
Great.
yeah, Henry will take care of that for you, for your group. We have a special mission for your group. When we get out there, we're going to send you into a cave nearby. A local historian says that cave used to have a secret entrance to the fort. And we want you to find it and flank the Forsworn while we hold their front line.
Just come on, and we're already being tasked with special missions. I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Well, it's really more Henry than you three, but he did vouch for two of you.
He's already given me a warm welcome. No reason I shouldn't trust this man.
Good. He's mighty good man. You'll definitely enjoy his presence. He's a pretty good laugh to have as well, if you get a few drinks in him. She kind of shoulders you a little bit with her elbow and kind of gives a slight chuckle.
I sort of tanked. I try to come off a stout. I tank the thing, and I go, haha, well, maybe we should focus on the mission for now.
Yes. You are definitely right. I see you having a career here.
Thank you.
She turns, and before she leaves, she gives Fanya a scowl and a glare again, and then quickly runs off to the next group.
Well, did something happen? Fanya just looks unaware.
Hey, Fanya, considering the circumstances, are you planning on donning some armor?
Is there like an armor I can use around that I can see?
Anything you want.
I stand up and just walk around looking for a studded leather.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, they have those in piles.
Mm-hmm.
I pick the studded leather.
Wonderful. Yeah, you can don the studded armor.
Also, just keep in mind, guys, my character is currently muted, so he's not really talking and he's communicating via prestidigitation.
Heard.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wave you over.
Yeah.
Henry comes over and he goes, "Do y'all have any rides?"
I've got 2 feet. I'm happy to keep using them.
Same here. Also, I doubt any horse would be able to carry me.
Fair point.
They could stick you in a caravan, though.
He takes you over to the front entrance of Falkreath. As you are passing, it's just a little bit past midday. The sun is out, is shining. You feel the rays hit the cheeks of your face and really start almost burning. It's kind of warm out today. You see kids running around, playing in the street. You see street vendors and local gardeners selling their wares. Few Khajiit and humans off in a dark alley. They're kind of like shooting dice in the alleyway. You're greeted with hellos and goodbyes and pleasant days from everyone passing you by and wishing you good luck on your battle and travels. As you get to the front, you see different types of buggies and caravans and coaches tied up to horses. Henry goes over and picks a big wagon with 2 horses yoked together in the front. Yep, I think this one's the one for us. Now, I do want to tell you guys, we're not going exactly northwest with everyone. We'll be a little bit behind because we don't want to be caught in the middle of the fray if it happens. We don't want to get caught and ambushed.
I go, neat, and I just pop up in the back.
Yeah, just get it.
And I say, alright, Let's get this done.
When Beast steps in, it kind of lowers a little bit on the axles of the wheels. Doesn't break them, but you can tell that there's a significant amount of weight that gets in.
I sit next to Kazan and precipitate the word name, question mark.
My full name is Kazan Shadowblade. Granted, my last name wasn't chosen by me, so that's what I'm born with.
I nodded.
What about you?
I nodded and then show my name, Fenya. The word Fenya. It's up to you to pronounce it. How would your character pronounce it?
Fanya?
I give you a nod.
Cool. I'm just gonna start rambling on about my life growing up in I'm very extroverted. I talk a lot about Riften and people and watching adventurers and heroes pass through and leaving and traveling Tamriel and meeting different people and finally ending up here.
Fanya just stares at Beast, like looking all curious. Because she never seen a robot before. And then she reached out and then just start poking at Beast's shoulder. How do you respond, Beast?
It's just turns his head towards Fanya and asks, "What?"
Fanya didn't realize you can feel the poke, and then she recoils. And just pretend like she never touched you.
One of the human guards speaks up and goes, "Hey, I've actually got a question for you, Metal Man. How do you think?"
That is a very good question. How does one think? I guess I could ask you the same. How do you think?
Okay, maybe that was a bad question. What about this? Do you dream?
I don't suppose I do.
You do sleep though, right?
Well, not exactly. I do rest, but I don't suppose I sleep as you humans would do.
From a young age, I had to steal food from my brother. Our mother and father died at a young age. He was just born, and I had to take care of him. So I was tired of stealing once ever he got old enough to start doing some odd job work. You know, he's my whole reason for living. He's my whole reason for wanting to be a good role model for him. And at that point, an arrow shoots right through his head. And he falls over dead.
Damn. Should we panic?
You hear his head thud on the ground of the bottom of the floor, and Henry looks over and goes, "Oh shit! All right, we're kicking into high gear, guys." And he kind of to the horses, and the horses are going full steam ahead. Give me a dex saving throw from everyone, because of the instant change of momentum.
24.
6.
Oh, I got 24.
Nice. So, Beast, you're going to be knocked over prone, laying right next to the dead guard right there in front of you. And the other two, Fanya and Kazan, you made your saves. So you're able to grip your seat and hold yourself tight.
Can I use the momentum of the cart to lean in closer to the body and start studying the wound?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can do that. Give me a medicine check.
Oh, that's an 8.
It's a pretty basic wound. I mean, it went straight through his temple to the other side and went right through his brain. That is the cause of death.
Damn. At least he died swiftly.
Do you want to investigate the arrow that's in the middle of his head right now?
Yeah.
Cool. Give me an investigation.
Can I help?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, help him.
With advantage then.
So a 15.
Nice. You can tell that this is a crudely made arrow. Looks like from maybe animal bones. And then some guinea feathers are basically bound by leather.
I mean, I'll point out the craft of the arrow to Henry. Henry.
Yeah, what is it, kid? I'm a little busy driving here at the moment.
Looks like a clean death, but a crude arrow. Bones and feathers and weaved in leather. Does that tell you anything?
Well, that sounds like a Forsworn to me. Go ahead and take a look around, see if you can find anyone approaching us. The cart kind of jostles a little bit over some rocks, and he hits the road, and you keep going again. Everyone go ahead and give me a perception check.
That's 15.
Nice.
16.
Nice.
I got 17.
Everyone passed, so you can see off to the left there's a small tree line, and there seems to be figures like shadows jumping in between the trees, running at fast speeds to keep up with you. A volley of like 5 arrows comes flying at the cart.
Get down.
Well, I did that at disadvantage because they're running while shooting, and that was a 5 and a 1. They are going to be slowed down because of that 1. They seem to have gotten snared in some of the vines that are in the tree line. Henry speaks up. All right, what? Do you see anything? What's going on?
There's shadows running along with the cart.
That's got to be them. It's probably a scout party.
Can I try to take a pock shot with the short bow?
Yeah, for sure. It'll be at disadvantage.
Oh, that's a 5.
Heard. Yeah, it just hits right into a tree. And Henry goes, hey, how many are there? Can you tell me?
Hard to say for certain, but there's several figures.
I try to take a closer look and see how many they are.
Give me an investigation check, Beast.
That's net 1.
Let's go. Second net 1.
They are everywhere in the trees. You can't, you're looking so hard and your eyes are so just mechanically like working on seeing every single shadow in the forest that you see thousands. It's just shadows, but you see thousands of Forsworn.
Well, I cannot really tell, but far as I can see, there's a lot of them.
All right, so I guess fighting's out of the question. All right, well, I guess we're trying to get out of here. And he kind of snaps the reins a little bit harder to try to make the horses go faster. And he looks off to the left and he goes, all right, there's a little farm over here. Let's try to hide behind it and take refuge. I don't know. We're getting ambushed, damn it. He steers it off to the left and enters the farm area, destroying crops as he's going through. And there's a small old woman that comes out the front door. Well, you darn kids, what are you doing in my pastures again? Oh, she shuts the door real quick, and Henry pulls the horses back, kind of like sliding the cart, and the cart ends up right in front of the front door.
Wait, what kind of crops is this?
It was some carrots and root vegetables, like beets and carrots and stuff.
I'm gonna snatch some of it while we pass.
Yeah, I heard. Give me a sleight of hand.
19.
Nice. Yeah, you're able to pick up a few carrots. You can add that to your inventory.
Is it enough for like one ration?
For you
One day of
yourself,
ration?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
Three or four carrots. That's a meal. Yeah, not the best meal in the world, but it's a meal.
I'll save this for later.
Henry calls out and goes, "All right, we got to get inside now." Jumps off and goes and opens the door. The woman is holding a bow in the far corner of the room. I won't be afraid to kill. You leave now. Now, ma'am, we're guards of Falkreath. There are Forsworn on us, and if you want to stay alive, you better let us in here. We're gonna hold it down. And he proceeds to go forward. Come on in.
Before they go in, I guess that fog cloud, so we have about 10 feet from the edge of the fog to the door.
I got you. Yeah, just trying to provide a little cover.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
And as I cast the full cloud, I step inside.
Henry quickly closes the door. That was some fast thinking, Beast. Maybe we'll be able to get the jump on him. But you know, they could also get the jump on us too with that little stunt you pulled out there. It's no time to think about it. It's time to barrel down. He uses his elbow and breaks out one of the windows next to the front door. And he goes, Kazan, get over here with your bow and guard this. He goes over to the other side and bashes out the window on the other side of the door. The old lady yelping out in fear. Beast, I want you in front of the door. Fanya, just get over here and take pot shots.
Yeah, wait, can I hide?
Can you hide?
Yeah, before he notices me, I hide.
Yeah, sure. There is some furniture in there. You know, you got a little table, a little desk. It is a one way into the kitchen, so you could jump around the wall and hide in the kitchen. And so there's plenty of places to hide. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Let's go!
Yeah.
First nat 20! Hey, is it the first nat 20 or is it the second one? I forgot.
I think it's the first nat 20. You got the first nat 1 and the first nat 20.
God damn. Crazy.
You're all over the place
I'm crazy
today.
like that. I'm just gone.
So Henry turns around and he goes, all right, Beast, I want you right here in front of the door. Fanya? Fanya?
Yeah, got it.
Well, hopefully they're not dead somewhere. All right, I'll hold down this window. And he pulls out his bow and readies it at the fog. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative. Thank you for listening so far. I hope you're really enjoying it. If you are, though, go ahead and give us a follow so you can keep up to date when the next episode comes out. And of course, you know, with podcasts and small businesses, the best way for us to get our product out there and market is word of mouth. So if you wouldn't mind sharing this with one of your friends and family that are also into D&D podcast, we'd be happy to have you. Also, be sure to look out for other podcasts underneath the Big Bear Dungeons, as we should have 2 or 3 other ones going on right now as well. So, without further ado, let's get back right into the midst of our battle. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
That is going to be an 11.
15.
Oh my god! What the fuck is going on? A second nat 20! Back to back!
Alright, so we got...
So your good rolls out.
So, Fanya, you are first. And I'll let you know,
Wait, what?
as if you get a nat 20 on your initiative roll, if you do an attack that turn, it's a guaranteed hit. It's not a guaranteed crit, but it's a guaranteed hit. So you still roll to see if you crit, but you're always going to hit because you got a nat 20 on your initiative roll.
But where's Henry's roll?
Henry was a 4.
So you guys heard in the kitchen, coming from the kitchen, like the music, Asgard's theme intensifying.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cast Bardic Inspiration as a bonus action, Kazan. Yeah, and then now Kazan is filled with determination, and then that's the end of my turn.
So Kazan, you have a d6 that you can apply to ability checks or saving throws or attack rolls, I believe. It's now the Forsworn's turn. So as they move forward, you see maybe 4 or 5 black silhouetted figures in the fog. They seem kind of hazy, like they're moving back and forth, and there's gonna be some arrows flown at you at disadvantage because you're in partial cover. Kazan and Henry. Damn, that sucks. I got a 20 and then I got an 11. So that's gonna be a 13 to hit. Does that hit?
No, baby.
Heard. It does
15.
not. Yeah, it doesn't hit Henry either. So you hear the as 4 to 5 arrows, you can't really judge too much from the angle that you're looking out this window, hit below the window where you are at currently. You kind of see a little bit of the tip of the point sticking through the wood of the little log building or wooden building that you're currently hiding in. It's gonna go to Kazan now.
If I pop out of this window and drop a shot, you reckon I could add my sneak attack to that?
Yeah, you can, because they're in the fog. It's gonna be very hard to see what you're doing.
That's a solid 10.
10's not gonna quite cut it.
Oh, it's foggy. It's kind of hard for me to see
He's
too, I
down to
guess.
D6,
Yeah.
remember that.
He also can't use it right now because I already told him that it failed.
And then I want to sort of scuffle to the side again, so that I'm not directly in line of sight of the window.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Beast, it is your turn. You're standing in front of the door. It's closed. You are the tank right now.
Step next to Kazan, so I could see through the window, and would cast a frostbite. That's
It's a save.
con saving throw of 14.
They save.
Alright, then that's gonna be nothing.
Cool. Moving on to Henry and the guard. So Henry's gonna take a little shot. He's got 2 attacks. They both hit. 2 of his arrows in quick succession goes into the fog, and you hear a ah, as it seems like 2 of the 5 shadows were hit. That's going to be dealing 4 damage. Nice. You see one shadow kind of drop to his knees, and it seems like he's trying to like pull the arrow out. The other guard is comforting the old woman and trying to make sure that she's not going to have like a panic attack or anxiety attack. So we're going to do a little, let's say, persuasion check from him. Yep, that fails. She's hysterically crying now. She's praying to the god of Arcade to protect her in this very high tense moment. That's going to be their turn. So we're back to Fanya.
I slowly sneak towards the beast, and then along the way you can just hear this music just keep playing, and then slowly creeping up on the beast, and then I poke him in the shoulder just like I did on the card. And then I cast Heroism. Okay, so winning creatures imbued with bravery, so he's got the bravery effect, and then he's gonna gain 10 HP every round, which is 3. He's gonna get 3 10 HP, so if he loses that, he's gonna get it again the next round, and then it's gonna last for 1 minute.
Heard.
It's concentration. With my bonus action, I'm gonna give Beast Bardic Inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just sneak away. Continue with the music.
That's the music slowly fading in the background. His nat 20 stealth check still applying. So we're on to the Forsworn now. So you see that the 4 shadows are coming out of the fog now, and they're running up towards the door. 2 of them are going to throw their axes into the door as they reach it, and the other 2 are going to come in and use a couple swords and stab into the windows at Kazan and Henry. That's a 1 for Kazan. It's a 7 for Henry. 18 for the door. And 16 for the door. The 2 axes plant themselves into the wooden door and almost instantly shatter inside, revealing the sunlight to be coming in and their shadows to be elongated throughout the floor. There's going to be a pot shot from the guy that's kneeling in the fog. That's a 2. That does not hit. So that will be their turn. Moving on to Kazan.
Considering the door's bust down, I want to get closer to the door and just sit ready with the rapier to stab whatever comes through. Like I want to hold an attack. Basically, if someone tries to come through, I'm gonna shank it.
Going on to Beast.
I'm gonna step in front of him, and I cast Ice Knife on one of them.
Go ahead and roll that ice knife.
Alright, that is a 19.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Right, so the initial is a 9 piercing damage. Also, there is an extra 1d6 cold damage to everybody within 5 feet.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is an extra 2 damage
Heard.
to everybody within 5 feet.
I would say that all 4 of them are within 5 feet of each other because they're at the windows. I wouldn't say that Kazan or Henry would be 5 feet within that. I'd say they're 10 feet because you have to like go out and then in. So all 4 of those guys are gonna get hit with the ice damage, with the cold damage. Sorry. So you kill the one you hit. It goes right into his eye, and it explodes with the cold damage out from him. And the other 3 take 2 points of damage. He falls to the ground, and he's laying dead. So moving on to Henry and the guard. Henry kind of looks up at you as you take the front door entrance, and he gives you a little nod as like good job type of nod. And then he's gonna take a shot at the one of the Forsworn in front of him. It's gonna be disadvantaged because he's so close. He misses. The other guard is going to get the old lady out the back door, so he's gonna try to persuade her. That'll work. Miss, ma'am, we need to go now. They're gonna handle this. We need to get you to safety. He picks her up by her arm and starts dragging her to the back door. He opens up the back door and proceeds to go out. He's probably going to be running into the forest behind the house. And that'll be their turn. So now we're moving back to Fanya.
I sneak underneath the window towards the guard that I can possibly like sneak through, and then that guard start hearing whispers of all of his insecurities, and then he's taking second damage. I cast vicious mockery.
It's going to be the one in front of the window of Kazan's. That is a 9. I'm guessing that fails.
Yep, that fails.
Heard. So he hears all these whispers, and he like grabs his ears as they start to slightly bleed. Psychic damage from Vicious Mockery is 3. Wonderful.
And then that's my action with my bonus action. Alright,
Not
I
yet.
cast the last one on Henry, even though I hate him.
Oh, okay. You're the one that made the bad impression.
Hey, he's the alpha male tough guy type. Fucking.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, cool. Gotcha. Moving on to the Forsworn. 1 bleeding from the ears, 1 in front of this metal automaton, and then 1 that's been pot-shotted by Henry. So, I think that they are going to keep doing what they've been doing. Stab right through the windows at Kazan and Henry, and then they're going to attack the automaton, Mr. Beast.
I'm no longer by the window. I'm hiding behind the door.
Oh, heard. You're hiding behind him. Okay, so he'll move over, and there'll be 2 attacks on Beast. Alright, so Henry, they stab at Henry through a window, and it's an 11 that doesn't quite hit. And then there is a 3, and then a 21 on Beast. Do either of those hit?
The 21 does it. The other one, what was that?
3. Yeah, 3 doesn't hit.
3, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have-
my AC is 14.
Yeah, they have a +2. That's 1 point of damage.
He took none because temporary HP.
That'll be the Forsworn's turn. Kazan.
I guess since nobody's rushing in through the door, I'm gonna stick my head out and see if I can stab someone with my rapier.
I just see you being like from either side of this giant metal man that's standing in front of you. You're just like stabbing, just on the side.
Yeah, like through, like a big metal man, and I'm kind of like peeking through the corner of the door and like just sticking my rapier out through his side of his legs.
I got you.
Yeah, basically 7 foot tall metal humanoid.
Go
Yep,
ahead.
I'm like 5'7".
Roll that hit.
16.
16 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
6.
6 will do it. The rapier comes out and it pierces the gut of one of the Forsworn that's close to Beast currently. And as you pull it back out, you just hear like gurgling as he's like trying to talk over blood forming in his mouth, and he falls over to the side with this gaping wound coming out, and he is essentially dead.
Henry, I got one.
What do you want, Cookie? Keep killing them.
I kind of crouch back behind the door, and that's it.
Moving on to Beast. You got one more in front of you, and there's one off to the left after you go out the door.
Alright, so as Beast sees one of the Forsworn right in front of him die, his right arm, where his hand is, or would be, move back into his forearm, and a blade of a scimitar may come out of his forearm instead of his arm, and takes a swing at the other Forsworn that's right in front of him.
Okay, that's badass. I like that. Give me that hit.
That's an 11, and I'm gonna use the Bardic Inspiration for that.
Heard that.
That's a D6, right?
Yeah,
So that's an extra 3, so that's 14 to hit.
that'll hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
That's 7 damage.
Ooh, that's some spicy damage. No, yeah, that's gonna do it.
Raise my hand into the air and basically just swing at neck in a horizontal way, and basically just cut his head off.
You decapitate this Forsworn as the head rolls over to the feet of his fellow comrade that's still alive, the last one, standing in front of Henry's window. You see the Forsworn look down and look back up at you with tears in their eyes.
Then I would try to intimidate him and tell him, run for your life.
That's an instant success. He's already pleading for his life. He gets up and he bolts it away. He's running toward that tree line that they came from originally. And we are out of combat. Henry stands up and he goes, "Man, that was pretty close, but y'all handled yourself really well. Go ahead and take whatever you want from the bodies. I don't really care what the Forsworn have on them. I'm gonna go check on Bob and the old lady. I'll be back. Go ahead."
I kind of want to cast sleep on the guy who was running away.
Go for it.
23.
Like glistening dust in the sun rays of a house, you know, like an old house. That's kind of what it looks like coming from your fingertips, and it's trailing over, and it kind of envelops his head, and you see that he kind of starts slowing down a little bit, and then he just face plants forward in a very muddy field. He's been put to sleep.
I reveal myself, and then with my chest puffed up like I did something amazing.
I will say that Henry's already left. I thought you were talking about the party members. Henry's already gone, and the guard and the old lady aren't there, so it's just Kazan and Beast.
Between Kazan and Beast, which one looks more muscular?
Definitely the big iron statue.
Probably.
But doesn't have any muscles. He's a robot.
Yeah. Well, Beast lets out a little chuckle.
Alright, I walk up to Beast and try to like pull him along to like go and tie up that guy that was running away.
Good job.
Yeah, so I drag Beast along to help me tie this guy up.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna start picking through the bodies to see if there's anything of interest.
Okay, investigation check from you as well. 9. Yeah, that's good enough. You check underneath the front seat, Beast, and you see that there is about 100 foot of rope just laying in the cabbie there. What was your investigation check, Kazan?
Solid 5. They're clothed, it seems. Maybe.
Yeah, they're wearing like deer hide, and they have face paint on and everything like that. So it's your typical Forsworn grunts. I mean, their weapons are not that well made, so probably shouldn't take them because they're not going to be really worth anything. No one really wants them, and they're not going to be that useful in battle, to be honest, versus what you have now. But you do see that they have a few alchemic supplies on them. They have some like red toad mushrooms and white caps, little odds and ends of what seems to be like rotting fish, but to your alchemist eyes, of studying and stuff, you can definitely tell that this has been salted and cured. But it's not meant for rations. It's little like minnows that are meant for making different types of tonics and stuff. And then also using their scales and, all the alchemy things. You see a little alchemist pouch on one of them full of a few of those things.
Well, yeah, I'll take the alchemist supplies for sure.
So at this point, Henry comes back with the old lady, and he goes, "Well, don't worry about it, ma'am. They're dead. You'll be fine. We're actually going to go take out a whole nest of them. So we're going to make sure your farm is safe and taken care of. Now, where'd you say my friend Bob ran off to?" "Oh, he was there 1 second and gone another. I found myself alone out there. I was so scared. I'm glad you came by." And looking up at Kazan, he goes, "I think it's time for us to move on. We got to get there before dusk." And he looks off and he sees Fanya and Beast are in the field, crouched down doing something. Beast and Fanya, whoever's tying the Forsworn up, give me a survival check.
That's gonna be a 15.
15 does it. Yeah, you're able to tie him up.
Turn to Fanya and ask, what do you want to do with him? Pick him up and put him on my shoulder.
I cast prestidigitation and wrote out the word interrogation with a happy face.
Go to the house and basically throw the Forsworn down at the Henry's foot.
Well, I'll be damned. You kill half of their party and then intimidate him to run, let him think he has a little bit of hope, and then take that hope away in one swift moment. You're pretty damn bad, aren't you? Looking at Beast. He lets off a little chuckle. "Man, it's gonna be fun fighting with you."
I just elbow blow Beast's side.
So kind of motion towards Fanny. That one thinks we could interrogate this one.
Well,
So
they might actually know something about the fort having a secret exit, so they might help us with our mission. I like the way you think, Beast.
Damn it, Beast is taking credits for my kill.
while also the Beast giving credit to Fanya.
Well, Fanya, I'm glad you didn't die. But, we really could have used your help in that fight back there.
Damn it, Beast!
You hear Kazan yelling from the cart. "Alright, should we get a move on?"
Hurt. "Oh, yeah, he's right. Let's get up. Let's get going. Ma'am,
Yeah.
I promise we'll send a little bit of money your way to fix the fields that we tore up. Now, you have a good day and be safe out there." Henry turns around and goes to get on the cart.
Pick back up the Forsworn and turn towards the cart. I guess we could interrogate them while we are on the way.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys are going to start heading toward the rendezvous point.
Do we have a bucket?
There would be one underneath the seat.
Is there cloth?
I wouldn't say there's cloth anywhere available unless you have cloth on you or what you're wearing.
Well, I think you still have that burlap sack, don't you?
Oh yeah, we Maybe.
Yeah, you do. That's great.
Okay. So do we have a source of water?
You do have like rations, so there is some water and like a water skin and stuff. Yeah.
I like how you guys are so nonchalant about me suggesting all this.
Well, you haven't said what you're doing yet. You could be preparing a little snack for this guy. Who knows? Good cop, bad
Alright,
cop.
I'll
thing.
listen. I'll see what everyone else do first. What's everyone doing?
The Forsworn starts like shaking his head back and forth like he's waking up, and he goes, "Hey, what? I'm alive? I thought for sure
For
I was
now.
dead."
Well, you're alive. For now.
Okay, I promise I won't do anything ever to you guys ever again. I just want to live.
Then you better talk.
I'm talking. Just start asking.
They turn towards Fanya. So, first question.
Wait, what? You're talking to me?
Yeah, so considering you wanted to interrogate them.
Oh no.
Method.
I'm just standing on the side, just watching.
With water, a burlap sack, and a bucket. An evil grin on
Probably
his
something like-
face.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Keep him away from me, says the Forsworn. Well, if this is the end of the interrogation, I'll be on my way. You just have to untie me.
Kazan like walks up and I make a fist and I punch him in the face and I go, "You guys are terrible at this."
He takes the hit, and you see he kind of like spits out one of his teeth, and he goes, I could have choked on that.
None of my problem. Where's your hideout?
As soon as he said the word choke, you see Fanya just giggles a bit.
We're held up in a fort right now.
I punch him again. There's supposed to be several entrances to this fort. Where can we find them?
I only know of the front door. I didn't know the fort had a secret entrance.
Can I do like a
Insight check?
insight check? Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh wait, that's a 7. Never mind.
He's telling you the truth. I mean, there's no reason for him to lie this close to death's door.
I want to punch him again. Tell me something I want to hear.
You're pretty.
You're funny. I punch him again.
Wait. I move in to like block the punch. Like no, don't.
I punch Fanya.
What? What?
I was just gonna do a dex versus your hit to see if he could dex fast enough to catch your hand in his palm.
Well,
13, 16. Let's go.
Heard that. So Fanya, you're able to intercept his fist after mid-swing and stop him. Whether it's by grabbing his arm or grabbing his actual fist, it's whatever.
And then I gesture towards him. Allow me. And then I put the cloth over his face. And then just push him down, like lie down on the floor. I assume like we tie him on like a chair or something like that. Or he's like just lying on the floor, I guess.
He's just tied up. His
Yeah,
hands and
so-
legs are bound to themselves.
He's lying on the floor. I just put the cloth onto his face and then just start pouring water on top of his face.
Heard. Give me a intimidation check with advantage.
14.
14's pretty good. As you're pouring this water, you hear him gasping for air and just being suffocated, to be honest. And you stop and you lift up the rag a little bit and he... I like your friend better. Can I speak to him?
I gesture my hand around and just like go ahead,
well, you seem pretty good at this. Convey your message.
No, I don't want to talk to him. Just stop. There's a secret entrance. I don't know exactly where, but it's apparently in like some cave or something nearby. All I know is that I was passing by one of the Forsworn hunters, and they said that they use that path a lot to get in and out of the fort to go hunt. I don't know. It's like some system of levers or something like that. It's very complicated. I didn't really listen. Please just let me go.
DM, would I be familiar with this general area? Like, I'm like a mysterious traveler, like I travel around, so would I know
Yes.
this place a bit?
Yeah, definitely. No, because this is like actually like west of Riverwood, so
Oh, okay, yeah.
this is
Yeah,
actually
definitely.
fairly close to where you grew up / have known a lot of. Yeah, I mean you know the Fort Sungard very well.
Okay, so I use prestidigitation to draw like a makeshift small map on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and just like point towards where the entrance that this Forsworn mentioned earlier, and just point everyone towards it.
And he nods his head vigorously.
Yeah, so that's the entrance.
Do you want to roll Insight Beast and see if he's telling the truth?
Oh, yeah. Natural fucking 20.
Woo! Yes, he is telling you the truth. Henry looks back and he goes, "Hey, I think that's that cave we're supposed to go to. Man, you know, Miss Captain Stephanie really does know what she's doing, doesn't she?" He kind of like looks off in the distance as if he's daydreaming a little bit.
I just roll my eye.
I elbow Henry and I said, "Right, let's get on with it then."
I turn to the first one last time. Are there any guards? Anybody that's guarding this entrance?
I never used the entrance myself, so I don't really know, to be honest. And I'm telling you the absolute 100% truth. Henry looks at Kazan and goes, "Here, hold these real quick," and hands you the reins to the horses.
I hold on to them very steadily.
Gotcha. He jumps in the back, and you kind of feel the cart kind of jump up and down a little bit on the axles. He walks over and picks up the Forsworn, and he looks him in the eye, and he goes, "Tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now, you son of a piece of shit, bitch. I don't even know you. I just want to leave. I want to go home to my family, please." "Yeah, well, I wanted to come home to my family too, didn't I? And then your kind had to fucking murder all of them. This is for them." And he takes out what looks like brass knuckles with spikes on the end, and he rams it into the side of his head. And then he throws him off the back of the cart for his body to tumble over the road. He puts the brass knuckles back in his pocket, and he gets back up to Kazan. He goes, "How about you take us? You just gotta head straight."
All right, sure, I'll try.
You guys roll up to the outskirts of the plains that are in front of Fort Sungard. They're about maybe 1,000 feet long from Fort Sungard's front entrance. And you see off to the right, before you get into this little valley area, that there is some rock formations that kind of seem like you could squeeze yourself in between them a little bit, but without knowing the map of where this cave is and knowing the area, it would just look like the side of the hill. It wouldn't look like a cave. Captain Stephanie currently giving a speech as you walk up, and you're getting the tail end of that speech. "For honor and for glory, for Falkreath and for the extermination of filth, we fight!" And she raises up her sword, and as she does, you off in the distance is a very small sound. To Kazan, you know this sound: rope being cut. There's catapults being ejected. As you look up toward the fort, you see that there are giant stones on fire, and they're flying towards you guys.
As I hear the sound, I'm gonna yell out, "Everyone, cover!"
All of you are able to dive out of the way. Captain Stephanie, she pulls up her sword and slashes at the flaming rock that's heading straight towards her and cuts it in half and allows each side to hit either side of her on the ground, basically saving the impact from hurting anyone else. And she kind of gives a little smirk and looks at the guards and says, "Well, boys, it seems they know we're here. Let's go kick some ass." And she looks over at Henry and kind of gives you a little wink, but then she charges head in, and they are going to be going toward the fortress, starting the battle. Henry comes over and goes, "Let's get into that cave quick. Faster we are, the less time we waste. The more people we save." As you come into the cave, it's a dark, damp cave. It's a lot bigger on the inside than the cave entrance was. You can faintly hear what sounds like the clashing of swords and catapults being erupted into the ground, magic spells being flown across what seems like a very thin wall between the earth and the fight outside. As you travel a little bit down the one hall that you have in this cave, you get a feeling like something's watching you. Everyone give me a perception check.
14.
21, 15?
Kazan got to 14.
Kazan got a 14? Heard.
Yeah.
So
21.
I'm gonna say all of those pass. As you're taking in your surroundings, and you see that this cave is getting wider and wider as you're going down, you start to notice little thin, wispy strands of something white floating in the air. And eventually, it seems like they're being cascaded along the walls. Henry reaches out and puts his hand out and stops everyone and goes, "Hey guys, I think this is a spider's nest. We need to be careful going forward. If you get poisoned, I only brought enough antidote for each of us." And he tosses an antidote to each three of you.
Do we have a torch right now?
Say that Henry probably grabbed one and brought it in with him from the cart.
Okay, so between the three of us, who has a sword?
I have a rapier.
Kazan's.
Yeah.
Alright, so I cast light on Kazan's rapier so we can like see better.
Yes, light up the one guy's weapon that's trying to hide in the shadows. I just say as I'm like waving.
Oh my god!
I start waving my sword around.
Are you gonna like tell me to like not do that?
He's a
No.
rogue. I mean,
I just
Alright.
I just do this. I roll with it, but I give that snarky comment.
I love it.
Okay, so you did give that. Alright.
Henry looks over at Fanya and goes, "Damn it, what are you trying to do? Now he can't sneak. He can't hide. If we need to put out our light, are you able to put that light out? I can put my torch out real quick. What are you thinking?"
I just wave my hand and then it like goes away.
So bring out the blade of the scimitar from my right arm. And
Oh, okay, I just cast light on the scimitar then.
Say to him, if you want to do that,
Henry
this
rolls
one.
his eyes whenever you cast it on the scimitar for Beast instead, and it's just like, whatever. He turns around and keeps walking down the path that y'all were in. This is a very weird tunnel cave so far. It hasn't branched off any. And y'all have walked maybe 200 feet. The webs are getting really thick now, and he's kind of like burning some of the threads to get through the cave doorways. As you guys come into this giant round atrium type part of the cave, you see that there are 4 different cave entrances in front of you. Henry goes, you always got to go left when you're in a dungeon. You always go left.
I wrote, right is always right.
Fanya. God damn it. Right is not always right. Left. You go left in a dungeon. You go left in a cave. The left will always get you out. The right is for mazes and labyrinths.
Funny, I just look at him and then look at everyone else and then just look at him and then it's like waving my hand around like, do you see this? Do you see all this?
He raises his finger to you and goes, "Fanya, you are just useless out here, aren't you?" And at that point, you see that his head gets enveloped by a giant frostbite spider, and it lifts his body up, and then snaps his neck in half, and the body hits the ground, and blood splatters.
What the fuck? Oh no! I mean, I hate the guy, but I didn't expect him to just die like this.
As you look up, you see a giant frostbite spider and 4 regular-sized frostbite spiders, which is still pretty big, coming down and descending as what looks like maybe the mother one is receding up while chewing the head of Henry. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week to see what happens to our intrepid heroes. In the meantime, go ahead and check out our social medias where we do a bunch of D&D memes and advice, and check out our Discord so you can get up-to-date information about all the content we have coming out.